the way I was being used, I feel like I was, Doc was trying to play me as like a Ray Allen or like a JJ Redick.
When you wrote the following, interesting comment, does that mean that you truly think that comment is interesting? Or is that your way of saying this is colossal bullshit? Right.
And then, the way I was being used, I feel like I was, Doc was trying to play me as like a Ray Allen or like a JJ Redick, like all pin downs, all like, I can do it, but that ain't my game, right? You know what I mean? I need some flow. I need some mixes of pick and rolls. I need some post-ups.
All that.
Just different touches, you know what I mean? And so it was just, that last season was just hard overall.
With Paul George, he's got to be the guy.
You kind of went at it a little bit,
well,
huh? I saw it on Twitter.com.
He said on all the Smoke podcasts with Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson, quote, Doc was trying to play me as a Ray Allen or a JJ Redick, all pin downs. I can do it, but that ain't my game. I need some flow. I need some mixes of some pick and roll and post ups. That last season was hard. And I took issue with that comment because despite how much I've knocked Doc Rivers for blowing countless 3-1 leads in the playoffs for lack of adjustments, I never had an issue with his role for Paul George. I thought it was fine. Paul George, Doc Rivers' role didn't cause Paul George to hit the side of the backboard in Game 7 elimination game in the fourth quarter. So I looked up the stats. That's all I did. Yeah. And I tweeted out, interesting comment. Paul George finished 33% of his total plays using the pick and roll, which was a career high. The prior high was 25% in OKC, according to Synergy. It's nothing like a Ray Allen or JJ Redick role. And not only that, he had many other seasons in which he logged more shot attempts off of handoffs and screens than he did in his first season with the Clippers under Doc Rivers. To me, it just came off as this major excuse, and there was already countless reports, namely from multiple writers at The Athletic, that said there's a lack of accountability. There's a lack of accountability with Paul George. To me, that statement just was everything people have been reporting for months about him.
When you wrote the following, interesting comment, does that mean that you truly think that comment is interesting? Or is that your way of saying this is colossal bullshit? I just need this as a reference point in the future. When you say something to me and you say, that's an interesting comment, Chris, does that actually mean that it is colossal bullshit?
Well, no. So when I say interesting, I really tend to mean interesting. In that case, all you got to do is pull up the quote tweets in response to mine. Everybody else spoke for me.
They found it
to
interesting
give you an answer.
Also. Everybody found that very interesting. What Paul George had to say.
Honestly though, like in all seriousness, they're not going to win unless there's accountability from the best players in the team. There's got to be accountability. Like why? Like I mean this with like all due respect to Paul George. But like, why would your response not be like, you know what? Like the role wasn't my ideal role. Like I wish there was a little bit more balance. I got to get used to playing with a star like Kawhi, but ultimately I just got to be better as a player. I need to lead these guys. Like just take ownership. Take ownership. That level of a player. People talk about Paul George like he's a top 10 player, which he's not. He's not a top 10 player. And then this is one of the reasons why. Mindset. He had one spectacular season. Other than that, he's been very good. Very good player. Not a great player. Prove it. Show it.
They've gotten a number of second shots, though.
George, way off. Hits the side of the backboard.
This is colossal bullshit. Right.